So then it's time to record. Kind of like I'm doing right now. Hey there Rangers, and welcome to another Power Rangers Dino Charge hiatus video. Yes, no new episode of Dino Charge this week, as Saturday was Nickelodeon's Worldwide Day of Play. Did you get outside and get your playing in? Because I sure did. I mean, probably. Maybe. I mean, I might have. Anyway, while I would be tempted to take the week off and sit and read a good book, get outside and be totally active, I have a video that I've actually been meaning to do. Lots of times down in the comments I'll get asked, how did I do this, or how did I do that? And I plan to do a behind-the-scenes video during the Dino Charge hiatus. But Dino Charge's premiere date, as you know, got moved up and I wasn't able to fit it in. But hey, we've got a free week, so now it's time. Let's take a peek at how I produce Dino Charge episode reviews. This is Arrow's Flight, by the way, by Mercedes Lackey, part of the Heralds of Valdemar series, and I would highly, highly recommend it if you like fantasy literature, young adult literature, etc. The first step is to watch the episode. Now, I try to get up and watch it live, but you guys know how Saturdays can be. At the very least, I have it DVR'd, so the ratings get recorded that way. Now, and this is actually something of a recent change, I watched the episode twice. The first time is to just kind of get a general feel for the episode, and to make sure that none of the notes I take at the beginning get counteracted at the end. Then I watch the episode again, and that's when I take my notes, pausing the episode to type or write them down. After that, I take those notes and write out the script for the episode. I used to time it, but I really don't focus on how long the script is anymore. I tend to write 10 to 15 minute scripts without even really thinking about it. I do, however, cut notes out or don't mention them if they're too small of a thing to really mention. Like, for example, boy, isn't it weird that nobody in the cafe asked Ivan about his night clothes. So then it's time to record, kind of like I'm doing right now. But that brings up something of a personal annoyance. A couple of months ago, the remote control for my camera just vanished. I can't find it anywhere, and I've looked online and I can't even find a replacement part for it. It's just not made anymore. I'm betting you that I'm going to find it when I move, although it's just as likely that it fell into a trash can and it just got thrown out. Anyway, my point is I can't just hit record and stop anymore and indicate which takes are good and which takes are bad. So, as a workaround to that, now before each take of a paragraph, I hold up a finger indicating the number take it is. For the record, this is actually the 7th take that I've done on this paragraph. The highest number of takes I've done on any paragraph while reviewing episodes is 9. I rehearse the takes, believe it or not, since this is the 5th take of this paragraph, by the way, before I do them in order to try to quick memorize them. I guess my high school acting background comes in pretty handy there. The first take is the only rehearsal that doesn't actually end up on camera, seeing as I do that rehearsal before I hit the record button. When I do a good take, I write down the number so I know which of the takes are good and which of the takes are bloopers. By the way, are you guys enjoying having the bloopers on the end slate? I think that's pretty fun. I think I'm going to keep doing it. Then it's time for the really fun part, editing. I kid. I actually really enjoy video editing. It's just that I don't have the best equipment for it. It's a bit slow, but it does get the job done, so I guess I can't complain, right? The first step of editing is to take the good takes from recording and just lay them down in the timeline. Then I listen through it and take notes on what screenshots I need from the episode. After that, I find a download of the episode, which there usually is by late Sunday, and get those screenshots using VLC Media Player. Speaking of the screen caps, by the way, that's one of the biggest questions I've gotten. How do I take these screen caps and place them on my TV? Well, it's just a little bit of movie magic. Using the editing program I use, which for the record is Adobe Premiere Pro, although most of them will do this, I can take an image and lay it over the video, placing it where I want to. Let's take, for instance, the Dino Charge episode review slate. I lay that on the timeline and it slaps it right in the middle of the video, like this. Whoa, you guys still there? Then I move it over on top of the TV, adjust the size a bit, maybe rotate it a touch, and voila! That brings up one important thing that I always have to remember. I have to make sure that my hands and arms don't move over the TV at any time. Why? Well, think of video editing a bit like literal crafting. The image is not on the TV, it's literally laying on top of the video. So, if my arm crosses the TV, it's in front of the TV, but behind the image. All of the screenshots, of course, come out the same size, so conveniently, once I fit one of them to the TV, I can just copy and paste the effect onto all the others. As a matter of fact, the entire editing process is kind of downhill from there. All that's really left after that is to insert graphics for things like episode title, next time on Dino Charge, and of course, most importantly, the pros and cons and the score graphic. Speaking of graphics, you guys might have noticed that the graphics have changed a little bit lately. My MacBook was damaged. No, not by the Dark Stranger this time, just regular wear and tear. And also, its charger cord just wore out. AppleCare repaired the damage to the computer, but unfortunately they would not replace the charger. And I've got to wait until this job hunt yields something to be able to afford another one, so I kind of just had to start the process over on this Windows laptop that we happen to have. Then it's time to upload to YouTube. This is the single longest part of the process because I live in the sticks of southern Georgia and the internet here is not fantastic. My videos usually take between 6 to 8 hours to upload, so I usually just hit upload right before I go to bed. When I wake up, it's usually done, and then I post links to Twitter and Facebook, and then I start answering the amazing comments that come in from you guys. So, that's the process. If I didn't hit something that you guys are curious about, just leave a question down in the comments below and I'll try to answer it. Say, that's a great idea for another off-season video, Q&A. But why don't we backburner that for now? If you have any questions about the process of making videos that I didn't answer, leave them in the comments below, and like I said, I'll try to answer them. Alright guys, just another couple of days now. Once we get to Saturday's episode 13, Sink or Swim, no more interruptions. The season is full bore to the end of the season. Now, when I get to this section of the video, I do a voiceover with a graphic to tell you what's coming up in the next episode. Kind of like this. A fun rivalry between Tyler and Ivan becomes a problem when it interferes with the efforts of the Rangers to find and defuse a bomb planted by SLEDGE'S monsters. That is going to do it for this, the last of the Dino Charge hiatus videos for real this time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave those comments and or questions down below the video. Make sure to click that like button right down below the video to let me know that you liked this video. And subscribe to the channel to see all of these wonderful episode reviews we're going to have over the next 2 months or so. And until next week, may the power protect you. But I've gotten to the point where I end up writing about 10 to 15 minutes just naturally. And the rest is gone. A couple of months ago. Weeks, months, time vortex, time force. Is it weeks or months? It's months. Got it. A couple of months ago, the remote control to my camera just vanished. It did, and I'm very sad about it. Hits me right here in the 6th. So then it's time to record. Kind of like I'm doing right now. Damn it. I'm betting you that I'll find it the day I move, although it's just as possible that it fell into a trash can and it got thrown out. This might have to be a split take. Anyway, then it's time to record. No, it's not. Anyway, I rehearse the takes, believe it or not, before I do them to try to quick memorize them. So I guess my high school acting background comes in a bit of handy there. This is going rough. I rehearse the takes, believe it or not, before I do them. So I rehearse the takes, believe it or not, before I do them in order to try to quick memorize them. I guess my high school acting background comes in handy there. I cannot believe this take is not memorizing. I'm literally talking about how I rehearse takes to memorize them, and it's not memorizing. I rehearse the takes, believe it or not, before I do them in order to try to quick memorize them. I guess my high school acting background comes in handy there. When I get to a good take, and it's the first take anyway, rehearsed, first take, good take, bloopers. I can take an image and lay it over the video, placing it where I want to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Eat a duck at a Chinese restaurant or wherever else they serve duck. Like I said, if you have any questions or just any comments in general, leave those down in the comments below. Make sure to click that like button.